Good morning, good afternoon, whichever time zones you are. Thank you for joining in. This quick LinkedIn ban event that I want to do is I just got my access back few 2 hours before, and it was almost 12 days that I had no access to LinkedIn. It came on April 12th. I remember it was on April 12th. It was a Thursday evening. As we all know, I have been using LinkedIn a lot, and a 12 days ban was a little bit shock for me. So this is actually it is a very impromptu audio event that I just did half an hour before, and I, I have around 20 listeners, and it is just sharing my thoughts and about the whole experience, because I feel that we all need to be a little bit careful. And as we all know, LinkedIn, for me specifically, I personally I can tell you that almost all my work, all my connections, all my leads, all my business happens through LinkedIn 80 to 85% of the time. And April 12th, when I was just, it was the evening around 5 o'clock, I just was doing my work. And then when I had gone for one majlis, one event that was there, Ramadan event, and there I am opening my LinkedIn around 6 o'clock. It is giving me an error. So I'm not able to log in. So what actually happened is they were asking me for my they've just mentioned that there were some suspicious activities within your LinkedIn account, and hence we have restricted your access. Please provide your government ID proof so that we continue and to check whether your account, what has happened to your account. So this was the message. Then I saw this message, I went out, I took the photo of my Emirates ID, because I am based in UAE. That is our national identity proof that is there. They also, you can give passport, but I just gave my Emirates ID because it was handy with me, and immediately I put an appeal. To be honest, like when this happened, then it was a little bit, I was shocked. I thought this can be resolved within an hour or something, because I thought that now regarding the suspicious activities and the events that I do, so lately I have not been doing anything like this on my LinkedIn. I Around 7-8 months back, I was doing some automations that we discussed with people in this call. Like there is Kishore in this call, Neman in this call. So I was just using some automation to do some reporting from within my API. That was it. That was around 7 months back. I did it, and then I stopped doing that as well. So what happened now, that this was around 9 months back. Lately, since the last 7-8 months, I was not doing any specific automation, because to be honest, I was growing on LinkedIn and I did not want my account, because this is, as I told you, is very important for me. I was hearing from few of my friends, few of the content creators, that they were using Phantom Buster and all those things, and their accounts were getting suspended. This was what I was using, and it was always told, if you have to use all these tools for learning or for doing work, don't do it on your main account, because if your main account goes, like in my case, it was a very very big issue for me. Specifically 12 days, it was very very tough for me, and I was not even sure that my LinkedIn will come back or not come back. But luckily today, I was following up a lot. I will talk about all those things later on, but these are the things that we have to keep in mind. If you have, most of us here on LinkedIn, we know that it takes time. For me, it took 2 years to grow. I had my account long back, but I started working on my LinkedIn since the last 2 years. So I have around 38,500 followers. I have so much connection, so much things that I have built, and everything goes in a minute. So all the thing that we have done goes out away in just a minute, right? So it is a it you will feel that thing that is there, like you have done so much work, so much time you have spent on your particular thing, building your network, building your credibility, and everything goes immediately, it goes away. And I called the customer care immediately, and I told what is happening. At least if you have banned my account, tell me the reason why. because I have not done any I'm not doing any API calls in the last 8 to 9 months. Even if I have done long back, just I tried once and then I stopped. And then I'm not doing anything else. I'm not doing any other API call. I'm not doing any other automation. I'm not even spamming anyone. I'm not even messaging, only I'm talking to people who are in my connection. The only thing that I was doing was audio events and video events, and that is a part of LinkedIn. So that is nothing suspicious that they have to ban my account and keep me away from it for 12 days. So for people who don't use LinkedIn and they are working in companies, and that is fine for those people, right? But for people who use LinkedIn for their businesses, for growing their community, it is wrong. So I tried to talk to them, but they told that you have appeal. We don't know the exact reason. The bot has suspected some increase in activity. Increase in the activity because why? Because I chat with people on LinkedIn. So as we all know that we communicate with each other on LinkedIn, I message people a lot. So to be honest, one thing that I feel, one reason is that I keep chatting with a lot of my connections on LinkedIn. I don't use much WhatsApp because I have a lot of people who are asking me doubts, who are asking me help, and LinkedIn is one way where I communicate with them. So that can be one reason what I suspect, but till now I have not got a clarity from the LinkedIn team. The email support team, I was actually emailing them, but they were not giving much response. One of my friends told me that, Arshad, please use Twitter. When you use Twitter and tag LinkedIn India LinkedIn help, they will respond to you faster. So that I did that. From on 13th of April, the second day, I tagged in Twitter I tagged LinkedIn help, and then responded back to me in 5 minutes that we are looking in your case. In 5 minutes they told that. Then again I did not hear anything back from them, and again I tweeted on Twitter tagging them. Then they told that the email support team is looking at your case and we don't know the reason why the account is banned. So they also told the same thing. I was like, at least if you have banned, at least tell me the reason why. If so that I can, if my account does not reinstate, I can create a new account and I can start working on it. But they were like, no, we don't know anything. Please wait. We are not sure about this. And the wait was very unexpected. So then lately again that email support team, finally after I put on tweet, they replied back that my case, I will get a response in 14 days. In 14 days or up to 14 days, I'll get a response. I'm like, things happen so quickly. Nowadays, people can't wait for 14 days to know the reason for their account that is getting banned, restricted access. To be honest, I had an event on LinkedIn because I do a lot of LinkedIn audio events and LinkedIn webinars. I had a LinkedIn webinar on 14th of April. I had done a lot of work to promote that event. It was about AI roadmap, and I had around 440 to 60 attendants, registered attendants for that. And the problem is that event also I requested them at have a webinar on 14th on LinkedIn. Please allow me to come back and do that event, or at least give me the names of that people so that I can reach out to them. No response. No, there was no response. So that LinkedIn event, because it was on LinkedIn, and I had a different email list, so that of the old users that I had, so I sent them a separate email, and I did the webinar on Zoom. But that is a separate thing. Because people were not aware, they were like searching for me on LinkedIn, so it created such a bad image as for me as well, right? It was like I disappeared for 12 days. So those people were not able to contact me. The webinar, the attendance was very less. So those things affected me badly. But the thing is, these things really, we need to have a backup, and we need to be sure of the things that we are doing. For me, it was still, I am not able to get the reasons. But once I get the exact reason, to be honest, LinkedIn also does not know the exact reason for now. If it is too much messaging, because Hemant is here, I discussed with Hemant as well. If guys, anyone wants to also come in the speakers panel, you are you can come in. I'm just giving my thoughts and my learnings from there. Anyone else also can share their thoughts and learnings if they, any of their friends or any of their people whom they know and had this particular experience. And we all should be careful. If we are depending on LinkedIn for our business or for our personal brand or anything, we need to be careful. and be little proactive. I will have one more event when I come to know the exact reason, but the best practices that I can give you is you need to uh, have a backup. That is one thing. You cannot only depend on LinkedIn for your for all your network and for all your activity that is there. So that is one learning that I had personally. And if anyone else who wants, Hemant, do you want to join in? Kishore, do you want to join in the speakers panel and also share your thoughts about this? One more thing that I suspect, or maybe I don't know it is a very big reason or not, but I have confirmed. I am using, you can say, StreamYard for doing a webinar event. So StreamYard is connecting to the LinkedIn EMI, LinkedIn API, and it is giving their, you can say, it is giving option to do their webinar on that. So that is one reason why I have done an API connection from, but that is, some people told me it is allowed because many people do that. They use StreamYard to do their podcast on LinkedIn. So Hemant, you want to talk something? Anyone else wants to add their thoughts and these suggestions about their LinkedIn journey or and this experience? Come on, Hemant.
Thanks, Arshad, for actually having this conversation up, because over the past 2 years I have been active on LinkedIn, and in lot of conversations in the past 6 months, a lot of people are saying that things are changing with the LinkedIn algorithm, and even when we are, let's say, viewing LinkedIn, looking at the posts being made by people around us in our network and their networks, I have also observed some strange things happening. Sometimes repeated posts, I see the same post again and again, and sometimes I'm missing important posts from within my network. So things are changing definitely within LinkedIn and LinkedIn algorithm. The trouble is there is no way to know at present. It is through informal conversations, etc., that people are discovering the changing things, how the algorithms are changing, and other things. Your experience of getting blocked out by Twitter is just a case in point where you got blocked, and we are still struggling. We discussed this, that for seemingly no reason you got blocked, and that is dangerous.
Yes.
A genuine person getting blocked is definitely a problem. There are people who use a lot of tools for LinkedIn. They getting blocked can be a good thing, because it serves as a reminder that something is wrong and bad practices will not be allowed on LinkedIn. But if LinkedIn team is tweaking their algorithm, there has to be some place where the users, where the content creators who are marking themselves as content creators on LinkedIn and using the content related tools provided by LinkedIn, they should have some visibility of what kind of changes are happening and what are the right practices, what are the wrong practices, and why somebody would even get blocked. Not after they are getting blocked, but as a proactive measure, people should have this kind of an information since it's a tool. Like, for example, before LinkedIn, the Instagram, the Facebook, and all other channels have been there where the content creators have been operating, and there was information they had, there was knowledge they had, either from the source or from other people as to what is the right way of doing it, what is the wrong way of doing it, the do's and don'ts. LinkedIn, while we see a lot of tips being shared around, but I don't really know what is the authenticity of the tips. Are people sharing their own experiences plus speculation, like, oh, this worked for me, so it should work for everybody? Or is it based on some real facts and information coming from LinkedIn? So I think that's what is important from a LinkedIn perspective, that they need to put out the right information. And then they have got people who are marked off as creators. They also have the LinkedIn so-called blue tick, where people are kind of recognized by LinkedIn. Those could be good ways of disseminating the information. So I think that's my thoughts to begin with.
Yeah, that is the thing. So to be honest, they are still the LinkedIn team is not giving the correct reason why. So their mail, that I can just read that mail, that they told repeatedly when I'm asking them, they told, and I can read that email. please know that we have an automated system in place that review and restricts account based on the risk activity involved in the account and to ensure the security of the account. So this is the simple message that they told, and they haven't basically none of a person has done it. It is an automated thing that has happened. So as we can say, AI has kicked me out. AI, the artificial intelligence of LinkedIn, the activities that had happened, they have, and also what I told you, Hemant, when we met, is that what I do on LinkedIn is mostly I message and I chat with almost, you can say, an average more than 30 to 40 people of my connections who keep asking me or who keep asking for guidance and any things that they have help. So this is what I generally do. And for LinkedIn, this is one suspicious activity. And one more thing.
This shouldn't be. Arshad, I still maintain that if you are having a conversation with any number of people, that should not be a problem. Because if I am sending messages to people and they are not responding, that is spam. That is, I mean, unquestionably, if people are not responding and I am continuously sending them messages, that is spam, that is stalking, that is wrong.
Yes.
It should be something which an algorithm, an AI, and mechanism being put by LinkedIn should be flagging. But if you are having a conversation, it's two people talking.
Yes.
It cannot be a problem.
So that is correct.
If that is what LinkedIn tagged as a problematic situation, then there is a problem with LinkedIn algorithm.
Yes, because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to just decode my last 1 week of activity, and this is the only thing that I feel I have done, because the post daily I do one post, and I do audio events and webinars using StreamYard, and also messaging. You can say lot of messaging. This is the only thing that I feel in the last 10 days I have done excessive to the normal LinkedIn usage that I do. But one more thing I wanted to add to everyone here is also one reason what I also suspect is I had a premium account for the last 1 year. I had a premium account, and I felt that premium account is not helping me anymore, because before I was using LinkedIn Learning. Right now I don't need to use much of LinkedIn Learning, so I removed the premium account. This was 1 month back. And my activities, what I was doing before also, I was continuing. So removing premium account and still doing this, my whatever activities I'm doing, maybe because see, the thing is, now they are not giving an answer, they are just giving us, it has been flagged. Now we have to understand, and I am sharing my experience, maybe anyone of you also can relate what you need to also think about. So one thing is for sure, and the LinkedIn team also told that not using any automation. See, grow organically on LinkedIn. Spend some time, write good content, engage with people, but never use phantom buster. Whoever is telling you to use automation to do quick fix, never do that. Because you see, for me it was banned for 12 days. They reviewed my account. They found nothing suspicious. That's why they took so much time. I don't know what is that reason, why they took so much time, but they reviewed it. If they found out that I was using automation, if they found out that I was using phantom buster or anything, my account would not have been active again, and all my work for the last 2 years would have gone down the drain, and I would start from zero again. And you can see how demotivating it had have been. So one message to the community, whoever is listening to me, whoever are my connections, friends, or whoever on this call, don't get shortcuts, don't use any automation. And one more thing, see, I'm not sure about this reason, but when any website asks you to post on LinkedIn using their authorized login, and wherever, like many websites, they ask you to apply for jobs using LinkedIn plugins, using LinkedIn authorizations. So those are the things also you need to be a little careful of, because that is you don't take. I'm right now, because why, as Hemant also told, LinkedIn is acting. It's not that it has grown, and now it is the new social media platform for businesses, but it is not that stable. Like, because this is not only I have got banned. I know people whose account have been banned and never been reinstated because they were using phantom buster. That personally also I know a few people like that. But if you need to be careful of LinkedIn. So don't try to use even the plugins that are there. Be careful if you don't want to use LinkedIn autofill feature and all those things, or posting anything from any social media platform on LinkedIn using the LinkedIn API. So don't give your password, username in any third party website that you don't trust, which will post things on LinkedIn for on your behalf. Don't give access to any third party to post anything on LinkedIn. That is one thing also what I feel is important, because there are some people who have been doing that. I also did that one or two times. That is in the early 2-3 months back, but not recently. But these also things maybe LinkedIn can flag as suspicious activity. Why this is happening? If one person is asking to speak, because I am trying to actually decode all the reasons why it happened to me, and what are the best practices that are there. Sudhir, you want to add something?
Yes, Mohammed. Can you hear me right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. Even the same thing has happened with me a couple of months back. When I asked, I mean, generally I'm a lead recruiter. My way is to post only the requirements and get the candidate to connect with them and giving the trainings and all these things. But what is happened through on a regular basis, we connected through different people from different platforms. But unfortunately, through LinkedIn, what they're doing is if we send per day there is a limited, I mean they have changed the platform algorithm, whatever the things have been changed. So if you send more than, even if you are a premium member also, there is certain restrictions to the individual account person. So what they are doing is completely they are keeping and monitoring for the premium members and non-premium members. If we are repeating the same post continuously for 3 to 4 months, they are making us as a spammers. That is one point. And second point is when we are connecting to the lot of people from through connections. If we are, if that connection person is not accepting our request if more than 30 days of time, and if it is going through continuously giving the connections, even that is also second point in which they are keeping us monitoring and keeping into the restriction mode. That is second point. And the third thing is they have changed the user agreement. Mostly we don't see the user agreement on a regular basis. What are the things has been changing from last 2017 to till date? They have been added more of user agreements, but we don't see that what is happening, what is added in that agreements. So if we regularly go through these things, so there is a chances of not restricting to the person. I can tell you the basic example. There is one person, his name is Brad. His followers is more than 1 lakh, and his views is million, more than 1 million views. But still the same person got restricted because he is only sharing the information through LinkedIn. That is why he has been restricted. And he sent all his document for verification and everything, but at the last moment the other influencer from LinkedIn who has been suggested by taking number of people has been approached to the same complaint that he is not doing anything, he just sharing the information. Then there is a certain limit, he has been blocked and released, the same influencer, even he is from LinkedIn. These kind of things is happening in the LinkedIn. So once if we check all these things on regular basis, that we don't think so we can get it. And third thing is we are seeing, I mean generally, even if you are premium member or the non-premium member, generally what we do is on our business to share the information. If we even in the groups also the same thing is going on. If you repeated the same message for minimum 2 to 3 times in a day, that's fine. If you are repeating the same information continuously, yes, your account will be keeping on restriction mode. This is what's happening in the recent time from last 6 months. Because in the month of November my account has been blocked for 15 days. When I asked for the reason, see, I'm using my account in my office laptop and at the same time my home place. So when these two are clashing each other, so that is one reason they have been explained. So you are using these things into different ways, so that's why we just restricting you for 15 days. This is the reason which I received from the LinkedIn people. After sending all the document verification of the companies and everything, and by giving that information, it took me around 20 to 25 days to get back my LinkedIn account. From there onwards, I just stopped to posting in LinkedIn much and checking all the information. This is how the
Thank you for
LinkedIn
sharing.
algorithm is going on.
Yeah, thank you, Sudhir. That's why I also just immediately did this event to share my thoughts, because many of my friends, or you can say well wishers, are reaching out to me through WhatsApp that I'm not able to find you on LinkedIn. And also because I had, as I told earlier, I had an event just 2 days before my ban, so people were like waiting for me for the event. It was like a big thing. That's why I'm telling the things that what I felt, and you also added, Sudhir. We need to be careful if we are using LinkedIn, if for our personal brand or for our work or whatever it is. We have to limit our use of posting. So to be honest, Sudhir, I only do once a day from my personal account and once a day from my company account. That is it. But only thing that I did extra was, as I told you, messaging and conversating with people. And second was, earlier on I used maybe one or two applications to post from outside. That is from TopMate. That is a platform which is integrated with LinkedIn, where you can post about TopMate. So these are the only two things that I feel I have done extra. And also the web streaming from live from this thing from StreamYard, where I do webinars. And also about, as you told, about accessing from different places, that is maybe from, if you're logging from different systems, maybe that is also the thing that is LinkedIn is flagging. Actually, to be honest, they are not telling clearly what are the things that person should be careful of. But I'm sure now you have told good thing about user agreement, as they keep changing it, and we never read that as a user. We never read user agreements of social media platforms. But I think I will read it in details maybe, and do one more session and explain the points that are there that we need to be careful upon. Yeah, you wanted to add something, Sudhir, on Hemant?
Yeah, from 2017, onwards, the user agreement is completely changing on a regular basis. So that is one point we need to be more careful. And the second thing is, when we are using in LinkedIn and adding up of, see, there is a certain apps which we are using for lead generating and all these things. Yes, so there is a possibility that we can get the leads, but if you want to get that information, not through automatically, we have certain process. If you follow that process, we can generate the leads. So even if you go for API and all these things, we have a number of things. Yes, we can do it, but simultaneously, when we are doing these things in LinkedIn by adding up of third-party tools, that is also one point where they are going to restrict our account immediately. Why? Because this is my second account. Actually, my first account is completely kept unrestricted. It is completely waste of time, and I have total 10k followers in that account, and most of the leads are my candidates from different locations.
Yeah. Guys, between you two, Arshad and Sudhir, I see a couple of these connections. One is, Arshad, you said that any tools which are taking authorization from us to use our LinkedIn, where we either log in or we use it. One was the job sites.
Yes.
Which is typically we apply using LinkedIn.
Yes.
Or the website which is taking our job application is using our LinkedIn password indirectly, but we are giving access. So that is one thing. The second thing was giving access to any other websites, and that struck me. In the past year, 2020, at least the second half, events which were happening, they would ask you to connect through LinkedIn, and then they would post on your behalf that I am attending this event, are you attending? Things like that, international conferences, etc. I
Yes.
think that could also pose as a problem. Generally it happens on Facebook. It's only last year that I observed on this. And the second thing, Sudhir, which you said about multiple logins. Now I'm just thinking loud here. One case is I am logging in from my usual system, let's say at home and at work. So possible two different systems, but probably in the same time zone and the same geography as I work or I live. But any other website which is using our ID and password for posting a message on our behalf or accessing it could be actually accessing the system from another geography, and that could also lead to a conflict. Or if there are people working with agencies who are using their who are being given the contract or an agreement of working on posting on the individual's behalf, like just like movie stars have got their social media teams who are posting on their behalf, we might have, or I'm sure we would have individuals who have outsourced their LinkedIn postings to a social media agency who would probably be in a low cost country or even back in India or in a different geography, different city. And those are real scenarios where the same account is being accessed from two different cities, two different geographies, and in a rare chance it might be happening at the same time. So for example, I might be scrolling through LinkedIn and doing commenting, let's say, on someone's account, and at the same time somebody sitting in the back office in a different city is actually making a scheduled post on my behalf. These are real scenarios where account would have multiple logins from two different, three different locations that could actually potentially lead to a LinkedIn account being banned or blocked. I think it's development. I mean, these things are real scenarios, could be happening. So either LinkedIn needs to clarify and tell people that this is not going to be allowed, so stop doing it, or it needs to accept the reality and accept these practices and not ban people directly basis that. Maybe a warning is issued, automated message is being sent out that such activity has been observed on your account, and hopefully it is you who has given permission and your account has not been hacked. That could be one way of doing it. I don't know. I'm just thinking loud here.
That
What are
is
your views on this?
correct, Hemant. So the thing is, what Sudhir also told, LinkedIn does not allow you to share your username password to like as you said. So for social media agencies, there is an option that in your business page, in your company page, you can add an admin to your agency or to your employee who can only manage your company page. So that is why LinkedIn has specifically told that your LinkedIn personal login, as we all know, you cannot share your Gmail password with anyone, as they always tell. Similarly for LinkedIn, personal login that you have, that email that you use for personal login, should not be shared, and only you should use it. And it is not ideally to share it to your agencies for your personal. That is a policy that I also have read, and I also have, they have also told me as well earlier on when I talked to them before. But now for the, that's why they have a option of adding admin in the company page to do all these things. And as Sudhir also mentioned, that if they have as you all know, in Google it happens, right? They give you a warning that this person, Google is much better, as we all know, as a
Well,
tech
Mohammed,
company. Yeah, just let me complete, Sudhir, then just 1 second, then we can,
yeah,
you just, so as I'm saying, this is the one thing that is there. Google, as we all know, they give us a warning, but LinkedIn is not doing that, and they are not even giving an answer about the reasons. Maybe so maybe Sudhir wanted to add something. Now he can add, then I can continue. Thank you.
yes. Like LinkedIn also, it's giving the alert before. So because when we are using before from 2016 2017 onwards, so when we are going through multiple postings, or we are going for multiple viewing in a way. And here I just want to add one more point. See, if you are not a non-premium member, if you are accessing third level profiles per day, if it is go for 5 to 10, even that is also, it reflects to you that saying that you are viewing of third level people more and more. So that is one point in your profile is going to be in a restriction mode. Please make sure don't visit third level profiles if you are not a non-premium member. That is one point that I want to add. And coming to first and second level of candidates, when you are searching for candidates, you have a restriction of viewing of 30 people. And what we are doing is we are going for X research, and we are going for other third party tools by viewing the number of people, that is also one point where we can restrict ourselves, and it will goes to around 15 to 20 days again. This is one more point which I observe a lot. And coming to this, if any of your connections to whom you have sent the connection, if they accepted, it's okay. If they're not accepted and they mention ignored, that is one point where your profile will go to the restriction mode. So it means you are not a non-member of this person, so you are spamming to the guy. So this is one point where we start that all these things we don't know, but these will be happening in the current scenario. And third point is, when you send anyone, please mention a note. So if they see that note, it's fine. Sometimes we even from our end also, we don't send note to the people who has been to the particular technology. We'll directly send the connection. If they can check, if they are not interested, they'll just ignore it. That information also, it reflects to our profile that we are spamming to the other person. These all things will be added in the user agreement. If you go through basic user agreement information, that you can get it, the kind of information. These are all my practices and my experiences where I need to avoid these points.
Yeah, thanks, Sudhir. So I think one learning that I have taken, maybe because I have to take back premium account. That is one learning that I have done, because to be honest, for 12 years I was almost doing the same thing for the 12 months, and just recently I stopped my LinkedIn premium, and all these things has happened. And actually for me it was a big shock. And one more thing that I wanted to add, maybe I have taken too much time, is I had an employee that was an admin for me, and he just left my company, so I had actually removed him from the admin. So I was the only admin for my company page as well. And that is one thing that my account got blocked, my company account was not blocked, it was still working, but the admin account was blocked, so I was not able to post, or I was not able to use that at all, also for 12 days. So one thing also I wanted to tell, or maybe a suggestion to everyone out here who has a company page and who does not have any employee who is in that company page. Like in my case, I just removed one 2 weeks back. Add a backup, add a family member's account, or add someone else's account as an admin to keep it as a backup, so that if your account something happens like this in the near future, or some because LinkedIn is behaving not very weird recently, so the things can happen again. At least your company page, you can log in through your family member, or through your some backup account that is there. Log in, and then you can operate your company page as nothing has happened. At least your account is back. So this is one thing, because for me, as I was the only admin, even my company page, I could not do anything in that. I was doing some you can say some challenges that I had promised, that also stopped. Everything stopped, and it was like a very bad experience for me. And I'm sure I'm going to read, Sudhir, the user agreement, and I'm also going to talk to the LinkedIn team and understand what is the tool, how is it getting banned, what are the things that you are flagging. Few of the things that I told Hemant, thanks, and Sudhir, thanks, that don't use any third party. Like I use TopMate to publish about my scheduling of my consulting calls. I use that because it was authentic tool according to me. But I think any tool that you allow to post from a third party because of the time zone issues and all those, LinkedIn flags that. So better don't do that. Better stop giving your password, username and LinkedIn plugin and API for applying jobs from publishing from third parties. Just immediately stop that. And if you want, like people like Sudhir and me who are using LinkedIn heavily, we should think about taking premium membership and doing our work, because in that case your chances of getting banned will be a little bit lesser. So these are my final thoughts. I am sure I will talk more. Maybe I'll have a follow-up audio event maybe in the end of this week, when I talk to the team and get more information and read about these agreements and what are the flags, and share my journey with you, because it's very important. Because I felt the pain for the last 12 days. I think people who have met me personally also, they understood that all my work stopped because of these things. So any last suggestion, any last comments, last thoughts about this, anything you found useful, anything you want to share, please do let me know. people who are in the speakers panel also can let me know as well in the listeners panel. Yeah, Sudhir, Hemant, any last
Arshad,
thoughts?
I would just say one thing. I can understand the pain you went through when LinkedIn got blocked, simply because some of us, we live in LinkedIn, and I actually use the words we live in LinkedIn because our presence is predominantly in this one social network, and we are not really active on the other social networks. So the pain is real. On the other hand, while what you said made a lot of sense, principally, I have a very big difference of opinion, because what we are asking people to be cautious about, whether it is third party tools or whether it is, even as Sudhi said, viewing, or probably you said, both of you, viewing third level connections, viewing too many pages of that. LinkedIn is a social network, unlike others, in the sense that you discover a lot of people here. Even Instagram, you discover a lot of people. Facebook was like you connect with friends and family. Instagram was discovering the celebrities. LinkedIn is for discovering and finding professional connections. They are not always going to be in your direct network and your second level, sometimes even third level. Sometimes you would search people by their name, right? And then attempt to connect. So if LinkedIn begins to penalize connection requests or viewing of those profiles, it's actually going to go against its very existence reasons. So I think from a LinkedIn perspective, it needs to really reevaluate what should be allowable in the new reality and what should be penalized, and somewhere it should be able to communicate to its users what is right and what is wrong. As you rightly said, for the business account or the company page, you can have an alternate login, another admin, and so on. But people using a personal account, I mean, people having their personal accounts and not a company page, even we have got quite a few of them who are now big, have got thousands of connections, and are actually delegating managing of their LinkedIn account to either another individual, a secretary or a team, or even an agency, because they just can't do it by themselves and they have got work to do. So these are realities of the new world. LinkedIn has probably not seen that in the past, but those are realities of today. So probably LinkedIn also needs to realign itself into these new realities and look at the behaviors which will be acceptable and non-acceptable. For all of us, it's going to be a discovery journey, as probably is with the LinkedIn team. They need to figure out the new world, the new ways of doing it before some other player jumps in and takes over, because people are not very happy with LinkedIn. That's all from my side.
Yeah, thanks, Hemant. Sudhir, you want to add anything? Anyone else, so we can have
Yeah,
quality.
I just want to add a few more points here. See, we have a second scope, like, so if you are maintaining only the LinkedIn, if you maintain your own blog by using the LinkedIn account, so that would be also a good. So that is one backup, which if you have the connections, you can just maintain your blogs or your website for personal branding, which I'm saying to you. The people can connect to your website automatically by following you, but instead of here we can, what we can do is, if you follow the non-connections, then they won't go for any restrictions anywhere, even in LinkedIn also. If you want to connect with someone, if you want to talk to him, so initially what you have to do is just follow the connections. Even if it is a third party, a third level also, you can follow them. You won't get any restrictions. But initially when they posted something, just give a comment over there, by check your LinkedIn connection, or they'll check your profile. So if they require anything, they'll come back to you and they can send the request to you. So this is one point where we can avoid our restriction mode in LinkedIn. That is one point. And second point is, by applying the jobs and all these things through LinkedIn, it won't be restricted. But only the thing is, which the LinkedIn is majorly focusing on the individual profiles, is majorly connections. What we have is, as I mentioned to you, once again I'm repeating this point, as they mentioned, the user agreement. there is only one point. If you know the person, if you send the request, then the LinkedIn doesn't have any issues. So when you are going through first and second level, beyond that, if you doesn't know the person, so if you clicking them instead of giving the request, just follow them. That would be survive our LinkedIn account. We can connect, build up the network, and we can uh, connectivity with more people. If you want to talk, you can spread our message. Even if they are ready to following us back at the same time. So what are the information that you are posting in LinkedIn? If you want to move on, if you want to connect more people, just follow, share your information, and just give a hashtag follow. That's enough to see the more people they will visit your website and visit your LinkedIn profile. That you can get it to avoid the restrictions.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, Sudhir. Thanks, Hemant, for jumping into the speakers panel and sharing your thought. And that's it. Maybe I will have a follow-up session maybe later on this week and talk about this in more details after talking to the team in details and also reading the user agreements and sharing my thoughts. And all of us, just the last message, as Hemant also said and Sudhir also said, we are still discovering. And see, the thing is, we need to learn from our mistakes. So I have done something that I can share, and maybe some of you can use this to be a little bit more careful. Maybe this may help you, or you can also, because these things are really you cannot learn these things when you experience, then only you can feel it and you will start working on it. So that's why these type of sessions, and I did it immediately just after my ban, just half an hour after, just 2 hours before only my LinkedIn got active, and I just did this event without much preparation. But we'll have a follow-up session maybe, and anything else you guys want to add, you can surely message me and I can talk more in details. And thank you for joining, everyone, and all the people who were listening and speaking. Have a great day. Thank you, Kishore, Shazin, Kusum, Kashif, Ahmed as well. Have a great day. To stay back till the end and listen to us for the last 47 minutes. Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.